What is up, everybody? All right, fighting Lobo here, so we'll test out how her support is. It was Yui. Let's see though. What is she best with? I guess preferably someone that gives team-wide buster up, I guess, if possible. I mean, quick up's fine too. I guess quick up's actually better. And then, right, she's an art support. That's kind of funky. So I need an art damage dealer, and then preferably a way to get quick up. I can't say I like that. It's certainly unique though. This CE gives her overcharge and starting MP. Okay, hold on though. So we got Shiki, right? We got 100 face, but neither of those would give her a buff. I don't think I'm gonna have a unit that's gonna give her a buff. Shit. I mean, you can get it from the command code, but that's kind of inconsistent. But it's worth going for sure. I'm trying to think, Chad, am I overlooking someone here that would be good? Like someone that gives like art and quick up to the team? Something like that. That would actually be good, because you've got like the, what's his name? The new 3-star caster guy from a little while ago. He does, but he doesn't give enough. I mean, maybe he does give enough if she's on the team. I don't have him leveled on this account though. Let's see, there's... Ushi is quick up only. There's Alex, and Alex is good here anyway just because of the buff removal. The problem is if you use an art DPS, he's not actually supporting you that well. She gives 30% art up for 3 turns. I mean, that's better than his quick up, so being art DPS is still the way to go. Yeah, I know, use Waver, but actually Waver wouldn't give her the bonus. Although, funnily enough, what he gives you is greater, I guess, than her bonus for 1 card type. So he actually would be a net positive, but we'll try to keep everything else pretty budget here. Where is Shiki? I think that's the DPS we'll go with. Very free to play friendly these days. What else can we do? I mean, I don't know if I bring Alex then, at least not like this. If I don't have quick up or buster up though, I am missing out on a good bit of damage. Ultimately, I think you just have to, you know, try to get it through like Ox King or, you know, some of the stronger units out there that happen to have like the right synergy. For like a typical team setup, I don't think it would really work. Yeah, I don't have Helena, and even if I did, bringing her would be like so much worse than bringing someone else that's more applicable, right? Like what you're gaining from the effect, you're losing in other areas. Now, it's great if like you need Helena anyway, right? You want her battery, maybe the enemy's an assassin, right? Like Helena and her absolutely can work together. Okay, Chiron. This account doesn't have Chiron though. My main does, so we might try that on the main in a second. Like maybe, let me look at, I doubt Chiron's worth it though. Again, unless you're fighting a Saber or something. Like, you need to already want Chiron. I think if you bring Chiron in place of someone that actually made sense, it's a net loss. Because all Chiron is doing is giving you the 30% up for whatever type you actually need. Oh, it's not even that, though. Yeah, no. Because you're having to give his buff to her. Right? So unless she's the DPS, that's like a dead slot, right? Because what you're doing is, you're losing Chiron's support for the actual damage dealer to make her NP give 30% more. But I could have just given the 30% more to the unit in the first place with Chiron, or brought like Mozart, who's giving more than 30% up, right? Like it doesn't add up. You need to be able, and you can, like don't get me wrong, it's possible, but you need to be able to give her the buffs with it like naturally making sense to do so, right? If you're kind of having to go out of your way to do it, I think you're just losing stuff. I mean, we can make her the damage dealer, but I don't think that's a great idea. So wait a minute. Here's kind of the problem I'm seeing. How do I even give her the art up? Because I want to give it to Shiki. I guess I could use Mozart. Wait, what does the art up give again? I'll at least give her this. This is fun. I do find this fun, like, trying to figure out what I can do here. So, I can appreciate that. The art up is crit up. Okay. Yeah, it's not easy to get Quick Buster up here naturally. We'll be able to do better on the main, because we'll fuck around there a bit, because on the main, we can do, like, Aux King and stuff, right? There are ways to really enable her, but I think it's kind of premium. Or maybe not even premium, but, like, rare. I guess that's the right way of putting it, right? It's kind of rare to be able to do it. Yeah, Geronimo. Make his buffs team-wide. Let's go. Shit, I don't think this is gonna really work, man. I don't see a world where she fits in very well in a free-to-play setup. It's just the math isn't here. But we'll do what we can. I do think Mozart is definitely the way to go here. Mozart needs to use his first skill to turn GNPs, and then we want to get big crit damage after. So here's what I want. I don't know if I can do this, but what I want to do is I want to turn 1 break, you know, and then turn 2 crit, right, with her crit buff and stuff, and then Shiki's own crit buff and all that. That's the dream. But I'm not sure that's going to work out. We'll see here, though. Now, we could get lucky with this command code here, which is nice. And if you're soloing, I actually think this could get pretty fun. Like, using this before the NP every time. I actually think that's going to be a lot of fun. I definitely think she could be a fun unit like that. So, yeah, we'll see. We will mess around with it. Chloe? I mean, I don't want to use Chloe anyway, but what does Chloe do? Does she have team-wide art up? I kind of forget. I know she's got sure hit and the evade and so on and so forth, and she's an art DPS. Now, she gives herself the buffs, unless we're talking about like the newer Chloe. But yeah, she gives herself each thing. Yeah, Roman CC for Bodica Laps, absolutely. That'd be really good here, actually, too. Yeah, we'll switch to the main account in a minute. I just don't have this fight on the main account, but yeah, I do think the main account is going to be a lot more capable of working with her, because you need some of these like kind of rare, you know, bells and whistles and little things like that to really set this up. But I'm curious to see how it goes. All right, we'll give Shiki. Let's see. Do we get battery? See, here's the problem. Like, she's so like supporty, but then also to like sometimes you want her to be the damage, and that's just hard to work with here. Like if I want to turn 1 NP with her, she needs to give the battery to herself. Unless, am I missing something? Does she have 2 batteries? She charges. Okay, she charges the party's NP gauge by 20%, and then she has a targeted. No, then it's only her for 30%, but then she picks who gets the art up. So she's getting 30% no matter what. Okay, I see. And then we give the 20 to the other 2. So Shiki right now would be at 90. That's not enough. So Shiki, that's kind of I mean, I can wait, but I don't want to wait. Good to go turn 1. I mean, I can do this, but it kind of sucks. I hope they do add a budget quick support at some point, though. Like, I know that's like been said for years and years and years, but man, I hope it happens, dude. It'd be so nice. Yeah, we definitely want to go off turn 1. I could do the Switch Mystic Code. She might be good enough to warrant that. Let me think. Switch Mystic Code, we need just 10% battery. Who has 10% battery that's smooth? Fucking no one. Like, Chen Gong, not ideal. Damn it, man. It's so close, but I can't quite get this where I want. Let me think. I mean, for battery, for budget, you've got Asclepius, Chen Gong, Hans, but you have to wait a turn, so I don't want to do that. Wait a minute, Black Bart. Fuck, why is my skill ranks bad? I need to do this on my main, dude. Can I have story replay now? I mean, not according to some people, we shouldn't, how dare we ask for story replay? Yeah, that'd be nice. Fuck. He actually is good here. He's so good here. Fuck, like let me look at this, because he gives quick up. Oh, no, he doesn't. No, that's copium. No, that's the dream. Excuse me, chat. I'm conflating with my dream scenario where Black Bart is a, Santa Martha, that's true. But where Black Bart is a, quick support. I mean, he still does give the battery, but yeah, I think you're right with Santa Martha. I think that's the way to go. So, chat, I know it's just the gift that keeps giving, right? Like with the drama. I know it's kind of a dead horse, hallucinating? But it's really funny. Like it's really funny. Like their big thing today, because now they've like stopped trying to mostly talk about the whale thing that they started with. Now they're talking about some comment I made 8 months ago that they won't share with me. And in their defense, though, it's kind of hard to share because it's more VOD that I don't think it exists anymore, right? Like it's so old. But they're mad that I insulted min turning a long time ago, right? Which is a stupid thing to get mad over. And like what I've said, and this is just not good enough for them, right? Which I just think is funny to me. So I'm gonna give I think a very fair comparison here. Let's say, and I'm gonna be generous because I don't think I ever said this. I don't ever think I've ever said like people that like min turning suck. I don't think I've ever done that. Maybe I did, and maybe I know I don't feel that way. But, maybe I misspoke one time, right? Or something like that. And it'd be good to clarify that or something like that. So let's say someone out there is like, I don't understand why anyone likes Armored Core. I think it sucks. And here's the generous part. I'm going to say, and I think the people that like Armored Core suck, right? Someone has like a backlash like that. And then they get pushed back on it. And then they go, okay, let me clarify. I don't think people that like Armored Core suck, right? But I don't get Armored Core. I don't like it. Right, but I'll clarify, I don't think you guys suck. If you enjoy it, good for you. But I don't like it, right? So that should be the end of it, right? That's it, right? That's the end of it. When someone clarifies, if you take something someone says one way, right? You think they're saying why, or if they even say why, be it misspeaking or just lashing out or whatever it is that they say why. And they're like, no, I think X, and they clarify, and they sit down and, not such an off-the-cuff comment, and they just like, okay, this is how I feel about it, they get into nuance, I think X, right? And if that's not good enough for you, right, there's nothing, it's like, what the fuck, that's stupid, right? I think you're immature and dumb, right? If someone says, Armored Core sucks, y'all suck, right? And then I address it like, come on, man, I just like Armored Core, it's just a game that I enjoy, right? And they're like, okay, my bad, I don't think you suck, but I don't like the game, I do think the game sucks, right? Then that's all good. And I don't think I ever said that. I don't think I ever said, these like, I don't think I ever like attacked the people that liked min turning. I think I just very strongly said, I don't like min turning, right? And if I ever was too harsh on somebody, right, I apologize. But I'm not gonna apologize, on a blanket statement that I don't even know what I said. I'm not gonna just blanket apologize because I don't know what the fuck I said that they're angry about, right? But I know how I feel about min turning. I don't like it. If you like it, great. I'm not really that interested in it, right? And a lot of the people I've interacted with min turning, I don't like. Now, I haven't interacted with every person that's ever min turned, but a lot of the people I've ran across in like the past and stuff, I had a fairly bad interaction with them, right? And I think a lot of them are clout chasing, right? Are all of them clout chasing? Absolutely not. And have I actually talked to the majority of people that min turn? No. So do I know the exact statistics on how many people are clout chasing? No, not at all. I have no idea. And if I ever said, oh, people min turning are clout chasing, then one, I don't actually think that. And then I can at least see why they thought, I thought that at the time. But the fact that I've clarified it 5,000 times and that's not good enough for them, I can't really help you. But yeah, that's what they're really on about now, is that, like a year ago or something, like 8 months ago or whatever, I said something about min turning they don't like. I don't know what I said, but they don't like it. But yeah, I mean, then I clarify how I actually feel about min turning, and that's just not good enough for them, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. Fuck off, then. That's also just shifting, man. They opened up with shut the fuck up. And you said, all whales' opinions don't matter, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like, well, I clearly didn't say that. And then like, well, min turning though. But yeah, I just think that's silly. It's like if somebody says something, because like, for example, as far as I've seen it, the whale comment, right? And within context, it was super obvious. The point I was getting across is a lot of the people I'm seeing that are defending the game, like on like the copium level, not like, hey, I just happen to enjoy this game, but no, like actually trying to make like apologetics for why we don't have story replay and all this kind of stuff. The people and this is just true for as far as I've seen it. Maybe I need a bigger sample size, but pretty much everyone I've interacted with that is on that level of defending the game is a whale. I'm sure there are free-to-plays out there that do it, but I haven't seen them yet. And I'm not saying they don't exist, but that's just so obvious that was the context. The context was clearly I'm seeing a lot of people defending the game that have bias because they've spent a lot of money on it. That's clearly what, and I've talked to a bunch of whales that are not fans of mine, and all of them are like, yeah, that's kind of clearly the context, right? If you want to try to like misinterpret it and twist it and act like, you know, then just try to interpret it in the least favorable way, you know, possible with the words chosen. That's just disingenuous, right? You know, the genuine fair thing to be would be like, hey, you know, if you're getting X impression from it, ask me, be like, hey, you know, are you saying everybody that, you know, whales is this, or everyone that defends it is this and stuff? And I would obviously clarify, right? That should be the end of it. You know, it's completely disingenuous to try to turn it into, oh, what a monster statement where you're attacking, you know, a whole group of people and blah blah blah. It's so disingenuous. Yeah, the TA thing blows my mind because I didn't know it existed, right? Like truly, I had no idea it existed. I didn't know what the fuck that was, right? And the fact that it like happens to, you know, have some things in common with other things I've talked about. I mean, like, give people the benefit of the doubt here. I don't think I've ever said TA. I don't know, I might have said it for Armored Core. I think TA might stand for something in Armored Core or something, right? But you will never find me ever saying anything in some old FGO VOD where I'm talking about this TA community. I had no clue that existed. Like, not at all. And if there's like a misunderstanding where they thought I was talking about that, and then when they bring it up, I'm like, yeah, no, I wasn't talking about that. That should be the end of it. You know, that should be good enough. Like, oh, okay, you know, just misunderstanding then. You know, we thought you were talking about this. And you clarified, so no problem. That's obviously the mature way to approach this stuff. Anyway, all right, so back to business. We got Martha, and I guess switch to Mozart. Or I could, let me, hold on. If I just let Mozart come in later. Because if I switch out Martha, she's not NP. So, but Lobo's not divine anyway. So that's probably fine. I mean, honestly, I've talked to a lot of people. Hardly anyone knew what this TA thing was, right? It's a pretty niche community, right? And that's fine. That's not, I don't mean that as an insult. A lot of niche underground things are awesome, right? There's a lot of stuff I like that are really fucking underground and nobody knows about it. But like, assuming that's what I was talking about, I just think is absolutely ridiculous. And I think it's like the ego on that. Like, of course, that's what I was talking about, right? I just think that's silly. But you know, if they have fun doing it, good for them. You know, I don't like it. You know, I'm not gonna act like it's something I'm into. You know, quite the opposite. I'm very much not into it. But you know, that's how the world is, man. People like and dislike different things. It's like people can think Armored Core sucks, man. They can think that. It's fine. You know, I love Armored Core, but you know, plenty of people don't like it. TA, try Arc Knights. Oh my god, I'm using that one. I'm probably gonna play Elden Ring later today, though, not Arc Knights. I don't know though. The EX stages I really do need to play, but man, I just always love playing the PvP, man. Anyway, fuck. Yeah, I think I switch out, and then she can always come back and then NP later. We're not gonna have any. This is gonna be weird. I'm kind of looking forward to this though, because this is just not like a team format I ever do when we're doing Lobo. So this is kind of exciting. Kind of like this. I think getting butthurt over somebody like saying, you know, they like. I'm gonna be really generous again. I don't think I ever said this, but let's say I was like, TA sucks. People that enjoy TA sucks. Right? That's like the worst way I could frame whatever the hell it is I said in the past that they're angry about. Right? If that's what I said, I think that's butthurt about it. It's a video game. Like for this long is just silly. Right? And by all means, you know, especially when you ask me to clarify, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think people that, you know, Minturn and, you know, inherently suck. Right? And again, that's like way harsher language than I think anyone would even say I said. What should this unit be though? I guess a taunt? But Either that or like mash, but I don't like using mash here. We kind of made that a standard. It's kind of too easy. Yeah, I guess Leonidas. Yeah, that'll do. He only gives us attack up, but no, he gives us okay. Here we go. There's just some synergy because a lot of times you want to run budget teams. You want to bring Leonidas, not for the Buster up, but you'll take it, right? You're mainly bringing him for the taunt, the stars, the attack up, the guts, right? That kind of thing. But then here as a bonus, he can sneak in there with Buster up. There we go. Here, that's nice. Now we're jamming. All right, we'll give him this. We'll go. Don't have his Bond CE. I don't have Ox King. I could do Star Bomb, so I can like crit 2 turns in a row. That sounds pretty good. Okay, I think we're ready. Boy, this is kind of interesting though. I like it. I bet you she is going to be a kind of a fun unit though, with some of the meta supports out there, just because of the extra battery, right? You know, the Caneth is pretty good on Mozart sometimes when you want to buy time for like his 3rd skill, or if you're wanting him to live and get his skills back a 2nd time, right? But a lot of times cycling Mozart's pretty good. The what? All right, let's see here. So we get sure hit from our skill, or pierce. So we need to do this. Kind of sucks we got all these art cards right now, but we'll make do. That's not the Switch Mystic code. That is not the Switch Mystic code. Fuck. Whoops. I even looked at the Mystic code too. I just forgot. Just went right over my head. Big dumb. All right, 1 minute. I mean, we might have been able to make it still work. It's just we wouldn't have had the art up. So I want 1 art card from Shiki, right? Because I want to use the NP, both NPs, right? So I only have 1 card left. So I don't want to get both art cards. That's bad. The dream is 1. And if you can't get 1, then you want 1. Oh, should I give her command codes? I'm gonna say no. Like, we're mainly testing her, not Shiki, right? Shiki's just the vehicle she's like working through, if you will. It's her instrument of retribution here. American election season. Oh boy, now that's some drama. That's always an interesting time. Oh, is Cairo cometh? We got both art cards again. I just want the 1. Means the next few turns are gonna be pretty slow. We got our Buster and Quick out there though. Hey, Cairo. Is this the Cope stream? Maybe. All right. We do this. This. What's the first one again? Hold on. It's so hard to keep track of all this stuff here. First one is the HP regen, debuff immunity, etc. Okay, that's not... We don't need that right now. Let me think. Any reason to stun here? We need to do this. I think I do my crit up now. So no reason to stun if I've got evade up. Then we do this number, this number. I think I'll save this attack up. Not really sure. Yeah, I know, dude. It's like everyone in the FGO community is so tiny, man. Like, I have like what, you know, 60 or 55k subs or something. I mean, who cares, dude? Like, oh my god, opinions about video games and content made in video games. Like, it's okay if some people don't like content that other people made for a video game. It's really not. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, well, we broke. This is pretty sick. I mean, a lot of it's Mozart and Shiki, to be honest, but she's still helping. I mean, it's not bad. Oh man, though, Shiki's bust turn quicker in the next hand. I really wish that wasn't the case. We could have had such a sick turn here. Why did I do that? What? What? Excuse me. I'm just gonna save scum that just to save time of my sure stupidity here. We don't actually have Pierce vulnerability anymore. I would like to upgrade Shiki on JP, but I have literally no assassin gems left. Yeah, what are you using? I'm curious. What what's your current assassin? She is nice though. You know, you get the battery, you get the Pierce, get the upgraded NP now, and armor ignore, right? And arts are pretty nice. Like, people like art units generally. There's just a lot of free to play and not free to play options. So almost no matter what camp you're in, right? You've got good support for them. Hassan, like which one? Oh, you mean Hassan as in the streamer? I thought we were talking about Hassan as in the 100-face Hassan. I'm like, what? I was so confused. I was so fucking confused there. Okay, well, now we got crit stuff. Our last turn, though. Damn it, I should have used this attack buff, unlike that other NP. I messed up. You know, I actually think I rainbow chain here so I can put the Buster card last. I think that's worth. I do agree though. I think a lot of like political discourse and stuff and just disingenuous nonsense and people getting overly emotionally invested in stuff. You see all that kind of crap in politics and whatnot. Exact same stuff. Well, our opening burst was incredible, and if it wasn't for Lobo and whatnot, we could have done even better. Falling off a bit now, but that's just kind of the way of it with like not having higher. Ooh, that's not good. But not having, you know, higher end support. Shit. Yeah, the problem is this setup I have has got no like solid survivability for Shiki. You want to like win right now, but I can't. I don't have any buffs for her. I think I NP anyway though, because I got to heal and I can overcharge. I mean that's probably enough to live an extra turn here, which we'll have to do. I mean honestly, I think she's fun. Elaborate on what? I need some specifics here. What's like people being on copium in politics? It's like, you know, you see this all the time in politics where let's say someone has X or Y. I'm not going to get into specifics because I don't want to alienate anybody and like my stream's not political. But like let's say people are talking about oh, someone in chat. Okay, well I won't go. But I was going to say you know, if someone has X or Y opinion on like immigration, for example, people will like assume the worst of them, right? They're going to interpret their viewpoint in the worst way possible, and they're going to take you disagreeing with their political view as personally attacking them, right? People do this on both sides of the aisle all the time, right? But anyway, I'm enjoying this this character though. It's kind of fun. I'm enjoying it more than I thought it would. It's the first time I am really worried for the design of a character. Sam from Star Rail, I heard from some leaks, so I can confirm. People have shown me pictures. I don't know for sure if these pictures are true, but I've been DM'd pictures that I believe to be true. Yeah, it's not looking good for Sam. I'll say that. I don't the cool robot and stuff, I don't think you're gonna get that. Well, you might, but it'll be like Claire, right? It'll be like Claire and Sarvog kind of deal. That's like the best I think it could be. I mean, you never know. We'll see. But yeah, it's not looking great. So I'm not surprised though. It's like those games kind of just go with the same style of you know, character designs and whatnot. All right, let's see here. Okay, I gotta win right now. I think I can. Well, I don't know. I don't have that many buffs. So this was just a little shaky with the survivability part. And if Mozart had actually gotten attacked, it wouldn't have been so bad. But like if Leonidas came in, it'd be really good. But not bad. I'm gonna go slow-mo in case we actually win here. I'm responding late, but is Loka, Star, whatever, the mushroom girl that ate the most? Had much to begin with. What's the question? Oh, yeah, you are late. It's the assassin question. Yeah, you're gonna want more assassins than just that, I would say. So yeah, fair enough. Oh, we're close. But you know, you can use Shiki even at like 444 decently effectively, right? Please don't hit Shiki. Okay, always lucky. Raised Jerker, she can do anything. She honestly, Jerker is a really safe, like free to play pick now, because anyone can get her at any time from the Mana Prism shop or the you know, weird tree leaf, whatever the hell shop, whatever it is. Double defense up. Man, see now Alex would be the best to just yeet that and win right now. But because of Leonidas, we win. Like, we've got it. We might win right now, and if not, we'll certainly win momentarily. I'll just close it. We probably win. Even with the double defense up, we can bust her crit with all these crit buffs. I want to maintain the stage, so. But yeah, on the JP server, anyone can get Jerker at any time. It's not, you don't have to do a rerun or anything, you can just get her. Here, I'll show it. We probably got some NA people here. So this currency, they give out from like logging in, they give it out in events, they give this currency out all over the place, right? It's a pretty, oh, and you get it from doing the main story too, right? I'm pretty sure. So yeah, you get this currency from almost all forms of the game. So it's very plentiful. Like I'm sitting on 6,800 right now. And yeah, you can just buy a bunch of the welfares from the past. Cheeky's one of them, right? And that's really, really good. And this is really good because it's an alter ego, right? Even though she's kind of toolkit wise, but just her class is handy to have if you don't have one. And Gray can be good for farming, stuff like that. And yeah, Jerker's in here, and Chloe's in here, Zig's in here. Yeah, they're adding more and more. But Jerker was, I guess she's been in for maybe 3 months or so. I'm not sure. She's been for a little bit. So you obviously got a ways to go in an A, but I already have many good assassins like Kama. Oh yeah, Carmilla. Yeah, then it doesn't really matter then. Yeah, Cheeky is cool. I agree. And man, Kama, that's a busted unit right there. All right, let's try a solo now, because I'm actually kind of curious how the it's hard to use that lion king or bunny Artoria command code. It's hard to use that against Lobo because of the evade eating into your cards. So it's harder to have room for it. But like in a solo and a lot of other stages, no problem. So I guess you can, this is one that you can do even if you don't have the character temporarily or something. So I need to do that. Because I don't have her on my main account. I don't think I do. If I do, then I really fucked up trying to get her on my ult account. I hate Bonnie Artoria. I don't mind her. I mean, yeah, she's kind of silly and whatnot, but I enjoy cards, right? So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I can see why some people don't like her. One thing I wish is if they could like combine stage 3 with the cards from like stage 1, but you can't do that. Yeah, Ruler Artoria, however you want to put it. Let's see. We need interlude. There we go. Oh, there we go. Probably Atlas. I should bring a Rosh, but I'm honestly just... I normally do, but I'm just too lazy. I just hope I get lucky and it all lines up okay here. You can get luckier without a Rosh. A Rosh in a lot of ways actually holds you back, but he also prevents really unlucky stuff from happening, and it kind of averages out nicely. Like, I don't want to really kill this one if I can help it. And I only need a little bit NP gain, so I guess I... Well, no, I do need to kill one. Otherwise, things can go very... Yeah, okay, fuck it. It can be bad if you go too fast. Oh god, we're in slow-mo. Well, we got a good look at our animations here. Chop, chop. Slash, slash. Not too bad. She seems to be decently popular, honestly. Not really my cup of tea, but I think she's been decently well received. Yeah, NP1 AoE servants are pretty painful. I know what that's like. Not great. NP2 feels so much better. You can farm so much more. If you got really strong supports, though, a lot of times you can compensate for it. Right? If you got like, really big boy damage amp. It can be a problem though when you start getting into the really crazy farming stages. I don't think she's amazing. I mean, it depends. I think, because here's kind of what I see with her, and I see this a lot with the community. I think she can be really good if she's working with a bunch of other already OP stuff, but then they don't really need her, right? You could probably up 3-turn or whatever you're doing without her, right? I think her synergy without the stuff that's already outrageously OP is okay, but it doesn't, because to me, a 4-star is supposed to be kind of that middle ground between like the whaley stuff and the free-to-play stuff, right? It's very obtainable, but not everyone's going to have it. But it's a lot easier to get if you do want it, right? And if you look at like Helena and a lot of the 4-star supports, they're kind of in that twilight zone of like, they're definitely not, they're no Castoria, they're no Oberyn, Vortigern, or Merlin, or any of that stuff. And I don't think you even should compare them to them. What I think you should compare them to, though, is like, okay, well, what would it be like for someone that doesn't have those supports, right? So would you use this unit over Hans? Or Mozart, or so on, or Chen Gong, or whatever it is. And I think you might with her, but I myself would not refer to her as amazing, because I don't think she's going to be that great that often. We'll see. I'm gonna have to play around with it. But I think it'd be hard to just slap her on a team that doesn't have Castoria and stuff like that and have her perform super well. Now, I'm not calling her garbage, right? I do think she's got some decent value there. But, there's some pretty obvious holes in her kit. It can be kind of hard to get the color buffs to enable the NP. You know, she's not giving you like a defense up or anything, right? But I do think she's fun, and I value that more anyway, right? So that to me, it's fine. But yeah, I see a lot in the community that you'll have like a 4-star or whatever come out, and people are like, "Oh my God, they're amazing," because you know, look how good they're doing. But they're getting carried, right? It's not great. Like if you're getting carried by a bunch of OP stuff that could do what they're doing without that unit, right? Like they could enable all manner of units to do that. But that's kind of just par for the course. You know, that happens in these communities. That happens in Arc Knights all the time. But yeah, honestly, I don't know how good. Like, if I would not want to rate her right now on my 4-star tier list. I'm not really sure, right? Like, she's in an odd spot. And if I was gonna rate her on my 4-star tier list, I would go play with her a lot, in a lot of different circumstances, because she is kind of a tricky one. You love the Fate card battlers? Wait, what? What the hell? Dude, I love Armored Core and... What on earth are we talking about? I love action 3D ones. Like, can we agree Fate Extra on PSP is awesome? I mean, what? I have no idea what you're talking about, to be honest. I'm actually confused here. I don't mind Fate Extra in terms of, like, some of the characters and, like, you know, like... Even Nero, who I don't really like, it still has some interesting character motivations there and stuff. But I don't really like Fate Extra because it's rock paper scissors with a lot of grinding for gameplay, right? I'm not a huge fan of it. But like, yeah, the games I really like are like Ninja Gaiden Black, you know, Dark Souls, Armored Core, Metroid Prime, right? There's too many to name, but I'm not like FGO's combat system. I enjoy when they give you good content, which I don't think they do 90% of the time. But it's certainly not my favorite. But when FGO does actually put out like a really good boss fight, you know, once in a blue moon, I do really enjoy it. Like that's why I stick with the game for the most part, and just liking the universe and all that. But yeah, Extra's not really my cup of tea, not gameplay wise. And honestly, I don't see a lot of people that like it for that kind of stuff. Most people like Extra just for the story and whatnot. I know a few people. I know a few people. I've talked to some people that do like the rock paper scissors, but yeah, most people are like, yeah, I like it for the other stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you like it, you like it. But yeah, it's not my shtick. All right, should I NP here? I actually kind of think I should. Yeah, I'll whiff a turn, but I could do this and try to grab an extra buff. I don't get a lot of refund if I do this, but I might make some stars. Don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit, don't crit. Okay, there we go. If she had crit there, that would have ruined everything. Well, Landling is... So I think her and Landling have something very different going on here. And I can speak to this because I do a lot of budget stuff, right? So I know, even though I'm not sure how she's going to do in total, I do know some situations where I would never use her ever. For like a more free-to-play setup. You know, new player setup, low star setup, however you want to, you know, put it. For example, like this challenge quest. Now, this challenge quest isn't that hard, but more of the principle of this challenge quest, right? Where... So from a whale standpoint, or just like a really min-max standpoint, right? Really meta standpoint. The current challenge quest you can beat very quickly. You don't need to worry too much about survivability. Just like the mystic code and stuff is going to be enough, and like what the meta supports give you is enough. But when you are doing it more low star, you know, new player friendly, you're going to go slower, and you got to protect your DPS because there's a lot of extra attacks and there's a lot of NPs. Now, this challenge quest, not the best example because it's kind of easy. But that kind of stage happens all the time, right? Where free-to-play needs their supports to be throwing out mitigation, right? I would not want to use her in a lot of those stages. Unless I was able to bring other units that got... Like, if Mash is enough on her own, and sometimes she is, no problem, right? But a lot of times that's not the case. And although she has healing, it's really not enough. Right, for some of these like really like Fluffy, that's a great, there we go, that's a good example. I would not want to bring her for Fluffy if I'm being if I don't have a lot of really strong stuff. I can't because a lot of accounts can't beat Fluffy really fast. They can't. It's not possible, right? Their account's not doing it that way. You have to balance the survivability and the damage, right? I really wouldn't want to bring her. Now, if I had stronger units, I think she might be able to fit in. Although I still too wonky. I'd rather just bring other stuff, honestly. But on a very budgety team, absolutely not, right? Just absolutely not. And well, in that case, though, I guess I wouldn't want to bring Landling either because he's got all the debuffs and that's not good there. But there are fights that have that element of holy shit, it's hard to keep my units alive. And unlike the meta setups, I can't win super fast, right? Landling can really help in those kind of stages. He really can, right? Because he can really contribute to, hey, he's giving you some damage, some support, and then he's adding a lot of utility and survivability that really helps out. Because sometimes what's really enabling the boss to murder you is like the crit, right? Like Bull of Heaven or something, right? Critting you and making it AoE and stuff like that. Now, again, I'm not saying Landling is universally better than her, but they're actually pretty different. They're only, at least from a more free-to-play standpoint, I only really see them in similar as in they kind of have some arty stuff going on. But like, he's a saber, right? She's a caster. That's already pretty different when they're going to be, that they're most optimal. And she's definitely more like trying to synergize the buffs and lining up big damage, right? Landling is more, oh my god, stay alive, right? That's kind of, and that's very different. And that's fine though, right? Like that's fine. And I just find, and again, this is why it's different if you've got maybe a really old account, because you can be free to play and over time built up a really meta account. Although also you can play for a really long time and not. I know people that played this game for 6 years and they don't have Merlin, they don't have Castoria, they don't have, they don't have Oberym, right? They're not going for that stuff, right? So they just don't have it. So, but the more meta your team is, the faster you're going to go, the more a unit with like her kind of NP and everything, and like the crit up and the battery, the better that's going to be, right? Where the harder the stage is going to be for you, the more you want the defensive, the crit down, the defense up, and that kind of stuff. And that's why I pretty much always say, this is getting a little off topic, but this is why I always say Merlin is still like the best carry ever if you're struggling. Because the thing is, if you're meta slaving, you're not struggling. You're just trying to find a way to beat the stage like in a fancy way that you want or something like that. You're not like, oh god, I don't know how to beat this stage. And that's different. That's a totally different, thing. You're not like stuck and losing, right? You're just trying to do something really specific. Which that can be true for like someone trying to do low star stuff too. But anyway, if you're wanting to just get carried, Merlin is like always the best. Right? Because his short-term value is not the best at all, right? No way, right? Yeah, but his long-term value is still just fucking ridiculous. And what's crazy about Merlin is that he makes the other ridiculous supports like Castoria and stuff even better. Because they're also really good in the long run if you can have like that Merlin battery proccing and proccing and proccing and proccing. Because like Oberym and Veach and stuff are insanely busted in the short term, but they kind of fall off, right? Where Merlin just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going. Because yeah, Merlin and Castoria is just easy mode, right? You may not win fast, but you're probably going to win, right? It's very strong. But yeah, everyone's got different barometers for what they care about, right? If they care about, does it help a new player? Does it help you just win if you're struggling? Does it help you, 3-turn faster? Does it, everyone's got their different barometer for what makes a unit great, right? But for me, and I think this is fair. I think this is fair. For me, I think 4 stars are most fairly rated as like that kind of middle thing where a lot of people are going to use this because they don't have Castoria or because they don't have Oberym or whatever. And it's like, okay, so are they actually good at that? I think that's really fair, right? Because I think a lot of people end up using the 4-star supports as like, fill-ins because they don't have, like maybe they summon their friends Castoria, but then they don't have on the second Castoria, or they summon Veach, but they don't have Oberym, or whatever it is they're doing, right? And so it's like, how good of a patchwork unit are they? And I think she is probably pretty decent, right? She seems like she is decent. I don't know if she's the best. It's hard to say. I definitely haven't used her enough, but yeah, I guess we'll just see. Really, he's like, how do they compare to? A VC Braun killing himself, or this feels bad, man. In Minecraft, or Hans or whatever. Yeah, if we're talking about Fate Extra, if you like Fate, I think it's not bad to play Extra for the story. Absolutely. I mean, it's going to depend. It's because it's not really my cup of tea. Because A lot of the characters I like in it don't have a lot of screen time, and a lot of the characters I don't like do have a lot of screen time, but it's just subjective. You can just look at it, right? Hey, thank you for the gifted sub, dude. Super appreciate that. But yeah, you look at the roster, you know Nero and Nameless and Tam, you know, those are the main characters. So you can be like, oh, do these look like characters I'd enjoy, right? If the answer is yes, then yeah, you'll probably enjoy it. But yeah, don't play it for the gameplay. It's just, I think that's a safe, you know, sir, someone's going to disagree with me, but I think that's a very safe opinion that it's not great gameplay wise. I used to GSSR a long time ago when, one, I think the game was better. Like when they used to do animation updates more regularly, interludes. You know, I think they used to support this game a lot better than they do now. So like way back then, I did do GSSRs a bit. And then I stopped doing them for a lot of reasons, honestly. Like, one, the game got worse. You know, they put content out a lot slower. They stopped doing a lot of, you know, quality of life updates. The game just kind of started slipping. So it's like, this is not worth my money anymore. And then also, the odds are always really bad. The few 5 stars I like super wanted, I got, right? Not even from GSSR, I just got them from saving up, you know, free to play. So it's like, the odds of getting anything I wanted were bad. I didn't really feel comfortable supporting the game anymore. I like my money, you know, there's that. So there's just a lot of reasons to not do it. But yeah, the GSR pools have definitely gotten worse over time. And then there's less things that I want in it, right? So there's just, it's very easy to not do it anymore. I wish that wasn't the case though. You know, I wish that, you know, FGO gave me reasons to like feel good about supporting it, and then you know, not every way of supporting it's gambling. It'd be nice if I could just like spend $5 a month to get like a bunch of apples and like some SQ, you know, or something, you know, that'd be nice. But not to be. Anyway, let's do I want to cast this right now? I'm thinking I want to wait a little bit. So let's see. I guess I battery. What did she give herself? I guess she gave herself quick up before. I wasn't paying attention. All right, we want to NP next turn, so I guess art last. I want to make stars and have a lower crit chance now. No, I'll go for the crit now. My AC 6 Nightfall statue dropped, broke the pile bunker. Oh no, dude, that sucks so much. Oh my god, dude, that sucks. I hope you can fix it, you know, well enough. Maybe my recommendation would be is try to fix it in a way and maybe like add on to it to make it look kind of gritty, right? Kind of lean into it. This guy's pile bunkered a few people, right? That's what I would go for. That, dude, I'm so sorry though, because I know that you can't really replace it. And I know it's like kind of like impossible to replace that now. I lost the tip. Oh man, dude. Yeah, I would try to find some kind of object or something you could maybe even go to some like, you know, Reddits or something about fixing models and get some advice. I bet you there's a way to fix this up where you know, hopefully you can be gladdy about it instead of saddy. But dude, that sucks. I'm sorry, man. Ooh. Cause yeah, that's not an easily, you know, fixable model, because you know it's special edition stuff. All right, let's see here. All right, we do this, and then I don't know if I do quick because it's only 20%. Yeah, I think we do that. Damn it, she gave herself art up. That's the worst outcome, because now you're double art up and you're not gonna get the buffs. That sucks. What are you gonna do though? That is my real issue with her though, I think, from a more free-to-play new player standpoint, is I don't think you're gonna smoothly be able to give her the other color ups. And I think Leonidas is one of the better units to synergize with her, because like seriously, free-to-play, new players, low star players, all those different things, they all have in common that Leonidas is pretty sick for them, right? So I do think that's a real synergy. That's actually the best synergy I can think of so far. Now I'm sure there's some other ones that are Because there are DPS. That's when it's going to be nice, is when the DPS has an AoE damage up for everyone. That's a card color up. And then that unit is good because of the enemy you're fighting, right? That's when it's best. Yeah, there's like 3D printing stuff you could do. There's, you know, there's a few ways you could do it, and you can get very specific with, like, you know, the glue and that kind of stuff. And again, you can kind of give it that, like, try to give the whole thing like kind of a, you know, battle worn look if you want to as well. Man, I'm like anxious for Poi now. Okay, do I cast this yet? I don't think so. I think she might be able to beat this because I will say this stage can be fun to mess around with. This stage is normally a terrible barometer for units like her, because the boss here just does so little damage that units that can heal themselves are like way stronger than they normally are. So it's not the best barometer here, but we'll see. I guess I wait though. Do I art chain? Yeah, I'm on art chain. We got high crit chances here. Man, I wish she had given herself quick up earlier. Yo, I just realized in a solo it's kind of rough because the art up doesn't do anything on the turns that she has her own art up, and then the buster up isn't that great either. She really just wants quick up. Now, when she's supporting other units, the buster up's fine, but like in a solo, or if she's the DPS for some reason, then it's not so good. Honestly, I think what she wants is heal boost. I think that's what would really help her out here. Because then every time she NPs, she could just like massively heal herself and never die. The hard part though is she's got to weather the NPs from the boss. But yeah, I think heal boost is going to be the busted thing here. How frequently she NPs. Okay, might be time for this. Oh yeah, she 1,000,000% wants heal boost. Because she can heal boost this too. So she can just live forever. Yeah, I don't think she's going to have a hard time actually soloing this. It's going to be, can you solo this while maintaining your sanity? If it looks like she can live forever, we might just, you know, give up. If it's obvious she can live forever. It's like Landling can live forever here. And yeah, it just gets boring. Do it, coward. We've done it before. And she might struggle to go the distance just because of the enemy NP. Okay, no need for our second skill yet, even though the star gen would be nice. I don't even know if I do this, just because buster up's no good and art up's no good. Sucks, but yeah, I think I do that instead. Tam solo win. Did we ever do that? I'm not even sure. Yeah, you can see that units that have self-heal, especially on an NP, they pretty much all can solo this. Because it's not hard to heal his damage per turn for units like, you know, Merlin, Kiara, I'm sure someone else has heal that I'm not thinking. I'm surprised that he does 10,000 damage there when he does not have the NP buff thing there. Kind of surprising to me. Okay, I kind of messed up though. I should have invulnerability there. You should try to guts it when you can heal the turn immediately after. So I do think we're gonna lose here, but I think if we had the heal boost command code, I don't think we would. I think we'd be fine. We'll see though. We got the attack down now. We still have a heal here. If he crits us, we're in for it. Woo! I'm pretty sure our attack down just saved our lives there. Yeah, holy crap! If I could heal boost this, I'd be back in it. Sucks though. I'm not gonna get any of the buffs, but I kind of have to art here. But yeah, I didn't handle the boss's NP right there. Osaki Hime solo took 30 minutes. Yeah, I believe it. I mean, if she's able to do this, it's going to be like that as well. But yeah, without the heal boost, I think this is pretty scuffed. But yeah, I feel decently confident she could do it. If she had it. But yeah, it's like ultimately you just art. I should have put the crit last. I don't care. Yeah, she's kind of on like Razor's edge here without the heal boost. But we still have the invulnerability for NP. Right, we can guts again and stuff like that. So I think she could do it. But I don't want to sit here forever. She's way more interesting in team play anyway. Like she's pretty boring solo. Yeah, the thing about Kiara is she doesn't... It seems impressive, but when you think about it, it really isn't because... Not that being said, Kiara's a decent solo unit, but it's not really impressive here because the Dragon, although is a Knight class, the way Knight classes counter Alter Ego doesn't apply, right? Because they don't do more damage to them. You just do less to them, right? So the problem, Richard doing, you know, fuck all damage doesn't change. So it's still just heal, and it just takes longer, right? So it's painful. It's funny though, but yeah, Richard is just really easy if you have self-healing, especially on an NP. It just makes it really easy. But yeah, and Kiara kind of proves my point though. The fact that she can do it kind of shows why it's not that big of a deal. However, he's there's a flip side to this. A lot of oh yeah, Yori, yeah, we'll use him. Good call. But a lot of berserkers that have fuck all survivability, they're really bad against a boss like Richard, because although his damage is low, he'll still kill you pretty much, you know, in just a few turns anyway, right? And then he's got a lot of HP, so it's really bad for them because they don't really have a way of dealing with it, even though the boss does so little damage. All right, we'll use Ayori in a team first here. Who's got a decent one? Like 90 would be nice. 90 is like a really nice level to test welfares at, I would say. Okay, well, we got this one if we have nothing else. If we could command codes, that would be nice. Well, it wouldn't shock me if they start trickling in some Fate Strange fake stuff before it's finished. We'll see. Right, we'll just see. Right, I wouldn't be shocked if like Richard gets in, you know, before they do a collab and things like that. Because what they said about that is a long time ago, right? So things can change. So we'll see. I think Richard is probably the one they could add now the easiest. But we'll see. And as the books go on, because there's another book soon, right? There's another book in March. As the books go on, like more and more characters will have like their total story already told. And at that point, I think it's pretty safe to add them. And like now, because way back then, the writer of Fate Strange Fake didn't do any stuff for FGO. But now he does, not often, but you know, every once in a while he writes an interlude for them and stuff. I don't think he's ever done like an event or anything, but he has done like, he did Enkidu's interlude, and I think he did like one other one. So now, you know, if there's any like nuance that he wants to, you know, deal with or keep hidden or whatever, he can do that without too much trouble. Wow, is Lost the only one we got here? Lost, can we beg you to put some command codes on there? Yeah, I personally, I don't want Fate Strange Fake stuff added right now. Unless by some miracle they did a better job with them than they're doing right now, because the game's in a bad spot right now, right? They're getting, you know, really complacent. They're getting really lazy. So I don't want them to add Fate Strange fake stuff and have it, you know, not done properly. So the copium is to get better, right? I'm hoping they turn the ship around a little bit, and you know, they improve, and then they add Fate Strange fake stuff. So. Because, like, I don't like how they handled Samurai Remnant very much, right? They didn't add a lot from it. They changed stuff from it a lot. You know, they didn't really focus on stuff that really makes sense to me and all that. So I don't want the same happening to Fate Strange Fake. Now, we are Art yet again. Wait. No, he's Buster. I think, right? I'm not crazy here. which it's kind of the easiest to work with here. I mean, Mozart's great, but Chin is so good in this fight that I do think he's like the best. So and then Leonidas too. Okay, now we're cooking. Yeah, this will be nice. Where is Chin? There we go. Command code's the worst punishment. Yep. That seems decent. I really do need to save up though in FGO, like stockpile SQ, so I can get a lot of the Fate Strange fake stuff. Well, they're trying to, here's the kind of the problem with the business model of FGO is, you know, for the longest time, they've been focusing on making the most money in like the short term, and that's kind of catching up with them now. All right, I've said this shit for years, you know, that their business model, how you can see this very clearly with the decisions they make, things that get in and don't get in. They're looking at, well, what translates to us making the most money this month, right? And obviously, if you do quality of life updates and animation updates and like adding things like story replay or whatever, that doesn't translate to immediate money. It doesn't. You're not going to see big money in that month. Like, why would you? But it translates to the game staying healthier and making you more money in the long run, right? Because FGO's lost a lot of players. A lot of players have quit this game. Right? And that's because it hasn't kept up the standard. And when you have that many people quit the game, right, you have less people spending money. And this, I just don't respect them. I really don't. What they've done is let their game get worse and worse, and a lot of people have quit. And instead of trying to bring those people back and make the game better, right, they're trying to milk the people that are left for more money to make up for the money they've lost from those people leaving, right? I don't respect that at all. That's ridiculous, right? And I think, like, you know, going over to the top and, you know, like defending this stuff, I think that makes you a sucker, right? Like these companies don't need the players defending them. They've got, you know, they're a giant ass corporation. They can defend themselves, for God's sakes. They want to win our favor back. You know, they need to do something. But yeah, you can just really see, and Aniplex is just not a great publisher, right? And Sony, right? They frequently handle things this way. They want the most money on the next earning report. They don't want to take a hit now to try to stabilize things and do better in the future. They just, and that's just the world of business a lot of the times, because a lot of the executives move around and change and stuff, and they want their history and resume to look good, right? They don't want to try to like move up or change companies or any of that stuff and be like, look, during my time with this game, they didn't really make any more money. They want it to be, look, I was here for these amount of months, and look, they made really good money in these months, so I'm great. Right? And that mindset, unfortunately, just is not good for the overall company in the long run or the product in the long run, and certainly not the consumer. Here's the thing. We're not supposed to be defending the company. That's their problem. They have to figure out how to make money, right, to stay afloat. The consumer is supposed to advocate for themselves, and the back and forth is supposed to result in the reasonable middle ground, right? The company is supposed to do whatever they think is best to make money. We're supposed to do whatever we think gives us the most boom for our buck and is the most enjoyable product, right? And you kind of find the middle ground here. But I think, you know, FGO is not finding a good middle ground. And you have now the players defend, well, not all the players, but, you know, there's a lot of players now that are like defending the game when like the game's supposed to defend itself. You know, you're supposed to be advocating for, you know, the most boom for your buck, right? The consumer should always be wanting the, you know, the most they can get for their buck. Obviously, you're not going to get everything you ask for, right? But you're supposed to push the company to do better, right? And then they're supposed to try to, you know, push you to spend more. And again, you find that happy medium, so. People defending Genshin, Star Rail, Trolls, Genshin. Wait, what? I do find it, from what I've heard, is this the deal? It's like Star Rail gets a lot better treatment than Genshin, even though it's the same company. That's what I hear. I haven't really kept up or paid attention. That's what I see a lot of people saying. My guess, now I don't know their company, like, as well as FGO, because I don't follow it as closely. But my guess, the reason for that is there's different executives / directors involved, and they have different opinions on how to run things, right? And that's why. That would be my assumption, though. It's different directors. Well, yeah, then that part must be then. But yeah, it is silly. Sure, I'll get the better game director. Yeah, it sounds like it. All right, so Leonidas or Chen will die. He's pretty easy to build around, in my opinion. I kind of can build this however I want. I do love, though, how that FGO drama, and it's not even drama, man, it's just like shit posting, really. But I just like how I was not talking about those people, and then they just exposed themselves essentially for exactly what I was talking about. I'm like, okay, well, good job. They exist everywhere. It's like that part, refresh support list, but it's like that part with the guy saying it's not even like this account system is not even worth mentioning, right? It's just like, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Of course it's worth mentioning. But yeah, we get that's not the full quote, right? Like, after that, it's like, yeah, the account system should be added, but it's not worth talking about. It's not like that big of a deal, right? Like that's the part I actually think is the most copium. I like his animations. I just don't like his NP. I think his animations are actually better than most welfare animations. A lot of welfare animations are just trash, but his are all right. But his NP is not very good. I don't care for the NP too much. Not sure how fast he's gonna go. I'm gonna build a team around the idea that he's gonna go really, really fast. Maybe I should do that even. Now, if I'm wrong, then I might get him killed and lose when I could have otherwise won. But let's see here. Yeah, I mean, as far as I see it, it's like I'm saying the truth, but they see it as I'm not saying the truth, and so that's a difference of opinion, and that's fine, right? But I don't think that warrants all the nonsense they've said and done, right? Like, in my opinion, I don't like, I think min turning is pretty silly, and a lot of it is like pay to play for the most part. I mean, it depends, but and I think a lot of people doing it are clout chasing, and certainly a lot of people I've ran into, right? I don't have a big enough sample size, because it's kind of funny because they bring this up like it's some big point. This is no point at all. It is stupid. They bring up like all these like tiny YouTubers that have 5 viewers aren't clout chasing. Now, number one, you can have 5 viewers and absolutely be clout chasing. A lot of the people in my Discords over the years that would like shit talk me everywhere, but then try to like always bring attention to their own Discord and my Discord and like try to use me to grow their audience and stuff. They normally did have like 5 viewers, 10 viewers, and that's why they're clout chasing, is they're trying to get more viewers, right? But of course, there's a lot of people like 5, 10 viewers, 20 viewers, 50 viewers that are just doing their little thing in a little hidden corner on the internet that no one even knows about, and that's fine, right? And a lot of them aren't clout chasing. But I'm not talking about them, right? It's like, here's a great example. When you see dramas with Genshin and stuff, right? Or even more mainstream YouTube drama, right? When you have content creators talking about content creators, I don't mean this to be, I'm not trying to say this to like offend anyone. And this actually applies to me when bigger content creators are talking about content creation in general, because I'm not big enough to show up on the radar, right? At all, right? So let's say you've got like I don't know, Ludwig or someone huge or something. I actually don't really keep track of who stays like the biggest YouTubers and stuff. I don't really know. But so if you've got those really, really big YouTubers talking about, content creation in general and like techniques people use in clout chasing and clickbait or whatever, and they're in the context they're talking about content creation, and they say like most content creators will make these kind of thumbnails or do this kind of thing. They're not talking about me, even though they said most. They're not. It's obvious they're talking about most content creators that are actually in the public eye. I'm not in the general public eye, right? And for FGO specifically, the content creators with 5 viewers aren't either. That's not what I'm talking about. And if you have any like integrity and approach this with like fairness, that's obvious. right? It's obvious when within the context where these things are said, I'm not referring to all the underground tiny people no one even knows about, right? And I'm not trying to be rude. It's just they're not worth mentioning. Just like I'm not worth mentioning if you talk about content creation, you know, zoomed out beyond FGO, right? I'm tiny, right? No, who the fuck cares what the hell I'm doing, right? So when someone says like most YouTubers do this, this, and this, I'm not being talked about. No one in the FGO community, well, maybe like the absolute biggest content creators in the FGO community, maybe just barely, you know, or you know, under that umbrella, right? But yeah, like I'm not on the radar, right? And no offense, you're not on the radar, right? Like these people acting like when I talk about, you know, clickbait or whatever, you know, the TA community that I had no clue existed is not what I'm talking about. Like, how would I be talking about a community I had no idea existed? And that's why, like, trying to take my statements, right, and twist them to where I'm talking about these things, it's just disingenuous. You know, it's just like when you say the people I see defending FGO are people spending too much money, right? That's obviously a generalization that if you get very hyper specific about it, is not, you know, going to be super accurate, right? Because I'm talking about these like whales I've been, you know, seeing, you know, recently. I'm not saying every fucking person that whales. I'm not saying every fucking person that defends FGO. Although I really do stand by, I really haven't noticed people defending FGO that are free to play outside of fans of people that are whales. So, you know, I still stand by that. But yeah, it's just so disingenuous, like, taking it that way. But yeah, it's like when you see Ludwig or Asmongold or Hassan or I don't know who the fuck's big anymore. But, you know, when you see these people talking about, you know, content creation in general, they're not talking about me. They're not talking about TA guy. And because here's the thing. If you really break it down, we know YouTube's talked about this. Most content on YouTube, no one sees. Right? There are videos there's like just countless videos being uploaded every second, right? And so if you confronted, you know, whoever big YouTuber, streamer, whatever, about them saying, you know, most content creators, and you say, well, technically, most content creators are these tiny YouTubers you never hear of, that, you know, have like, you know, 5 views and stuff. They're gonna be like, okay, yes, technically that's most people, but that's clearly not what of course that's not what they're referring to, right? Like, get a grip, dude. And again, a lot of the clout chasers, you know, sometimes start off as these tiny creators that are trying to rise up. Now, I would say most tiny content creators aren't clout chasing, right? They're okay with, you know, a lot of times they're like, you know, they're just like sharing with their friends and their you know, little, you know, tight community or whatever, like, or their family or whatever. And, you know, of course they're not clout chasing, and that's fine. And like I said, some clout chasing is not a problem. It's more like how you do it, right? If someone's like, you know what? I want to make a big, successful YouTube channel. That's fine. That's totally fine, right? It's just how you go about it, right? And if you go about it in, you know, certain ways, you're gonna turn people off, and myself included, right? There's definitely clout chasing that turns me off, and it's just silly, man. Because like if by like 10 months ago I worded this poorly, then I worded it poorly. But this is what I think. This is what I've always thought, right? And if you think I'm lying and I'm trying to, like, they keep saying like I'm trying to manipulate public opinion, and I'm not, you know, I'm like trying to twist, you know, my view. No, this is how I've always felt. Right, and I think anyone that's watched me for a long time that's not hate watching is like, yeah, of course he's always thought this. Sure, over my, like, you know, 8 years, 6 years, whatever the fuck long I've been streaming, I'm sure at some point I have, you know, not said this clearly. Anyone that streams for a long time at some point is going to reiterate something they've already iterated many times and will reiterate many times after, but one of the times they said it poorly. I guarantee it. Everyone, every streamer that's been streaming for a long time, I guarantee you has just at some point not said, you know, or not represented their own argument very well at least one time. Guarantee it. There is no world in my history of streaming, there's not at least one time that I represented my own arguments poorly. I'm so sure I've done that, right? And that's why I clarify. And it's so pointless talking to these people because I can sit here clarifying my points and then they're like, well, you're lying. Well, I'm like, oh, okay, well, then, you know, why are we even talking here if you're not going to believe me when I try to clarify my points as best I can, right? It's ridiculous. Is Morgan still worth rolling? Yeah, I think Morgan, I mean, this is coming from someone that doesn't really like Morgan, but she's still a good AoE berserker that can fuck up stuff. I always say this though, right? It all depends on you. Do you care about meta? Do you care about the characters you like, or a mix of the two? Because I find a lot of people, they like to be a little meta, but they like to apply that meta as best they can to the units that they like. Am I right about this, Chad? I feel like a lot of people are like that. Like, yeah, if they can get their hands on Castoria, they'll do it, right? But maybe they don't get her or whatever it is. But you know, if they can get the meta stuff, they'll get it, right? And they'll apply it to the stuff that they've got. But they're not obsessed with it. They're not like, oh my god, I have to just do every little min-maxy thing. But yeah, I think most people want to do stuff that they like within. Oh, it was a joke about roll videos. But yeah, regardless of a joke or not, I do think Morgan is still a good unit that a lot of people are going to enjoy, right? I think she's pretty flexible in like how you can use her and whatnot. So, I don't like her, but you know, that's me. I guess I just Shakespeare. I mean, I could Martha, but at this point we're so budgety. I think we go full budget just to see what he can do. I think that's fine. Star Bomb, I think. But yeah, I really saw, it's like, if you try to clarify your point and they don't believe you, it's like, why are you even talking then? It's like, there's no point, right? Because I'm just gonna leave myself in the good graces of the audience, right? If they think I'm lying, and I truly think all Minturn stuff is lame and awful, and everyone that does it sucks and whatnot, you know, then it is. Then I'm sad that I guess expressed myself so poorly. But if people think that, you know, then they think that. But I don't think that is the general takeaway. And I've heard from, man, I've actually been shocked at how many people I've heard from that I didn't even reach out to and stuff, that have kind of, you know, seen the drama from the sidelines, that have just messaged me and be like, yeah, no, you're fine. You didn't, you know, you weren't saying all whales or, you know, any of that stuff. Like, I've had so many people say that, and I have talked to some whales that I don't know very well, but I just asked their opinion and stuff. So I'm content, man. I'm happy with my opinion, and I think I've articulated myself well. And if at this point, if they want to keep raging at me, they can, but it's not productive anymore, right? It's like at the point where it's like I try to articulate my viewpoint as clearly as possible, and I'm like, if I did not articulate this well in the past, you know, this is how I feel now, and they don't believe me and they think I'm doing that to like twist public opinion, then what else can I do, right? I can't open my brain up and be like, show the, you know, the true me. I can't. There's no way to do that. So if it's not good enough, it's not good enough. But I can't help but have a laugh at this stuff, because like I said the other day, it really is like getting mad over someone not liking Meatloaf. And I really don't like Meatloaf, right? I really, really, really do not like Meatloaf. And people getting this angry about it, because that's the thing, they're fucking angry about it, right? Like, holy shit, like some of the crap they've said is just nutty. Like, it's funny. It's funny, right? It's like when people get that uppity about it, I actually think it's funny, so. Not the Meatloaf slander. Yeah, okay, now let's get back to business here. Now we have Star Absorb, crit stuff, stars per turn, battery. Oh man, wait, Lost. Did you not Lost? I get it. Lost is, you know, not really that into FGO right now, and fair enough, you know. But I'm pretty sure Lost didn't buy his passive when the game gives you the coins to buy his passive. And that's a very good thing about him, because it gives him 20% battery, and then he can use his skill and turn one in P, right? So what I'm gonna do, chat, is we are going to pretend, I love how Lost is proud of this too. I mean, maybe rightfully so. But we're gonna pretend that we have that 20% battery. Now, obviously, this is more than 20%, so I'm still gonna use my battery to represent what I needed, right? But yeah, we're gonna pretend we have that passive, so I would have been able to do that. All right, I think that's fair. It's not cheating. We're just pretending, chat. We're mimicking what it would be like in that context here. Okay, so we get a nice little damage cut here. I like that. I kind of want to taunt him to get refund here, because I think like we're really safe this turn. I'm gonna do this too, just for the one buster card. All right. And then I guess I'm gonna do the buster up. Unfortunately, I can't really do a buster chain. That's not in the cards here. Do I want to save this one? How hard? We're level 80, so I'm gonna do this one too. This might be absolute overkill though. I'm not sure. This is my first time really using him like this, so I might be going too far with the damage here. Really, it's a testament to how nice Lost is that he puts up with this. And like he still, you know, will slot stuff for us and whatnot when he doesn't give a fuck. Okay, no, we needed it. Yeah, we know we needed it. We didn't get it. Dude, I remember people, and I still see this occasionally, people used to send me DMs of them burning Ku, trying to like get a rise out of me. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's okay. You don't have to like Ku. And I've always felt this way, right? Like, yes, I'm like a passionate guy. I love arguing and debating. I love it. Like, I get so into it, right? It's crazy. I'm abrasive. I know these things. I think some people kind of confuse that with me, like, actually, like, being, like, but the thing is, I don't even get, like, abrasive or anything about, like, someone liking Nero or whatever. But I'll get into it and talk about, like, I'll really get, like, passionate about talking about writing and the different characters in Fate and how they've been portrayed and stuff. But I never get angry about or get into or even passionate or abrasive. I never get into that stuff about, like, this individual likes Nero. Now, I don't think once. I don't think I've ever done that. I think over the years, I'd say it over and over and over and over. Like, again, over the years and years and years, I've always am saying, it's like, yeah, I don't like Nero, and I'll get super, you know, passionate and in-depth as to why, right? And then I'm like, yeah, but if people like Nero, that's fine. You know, I say that all of the time, right? And then people want to, you know, act like, no, I'm personally attacking these people. Like, I'm lying. I'm just saying it to cover my ass. Like, I'm actually some elitist prick or something. It's just all, it's like, you can't convince these people, right? It's like, if that's how they feel, it's too late, right? It's over. But yeah, there's always, I've laughed at that so much when, like, some of these people that are trying to be, like, snarky on my Discord, or, you know, try to, like, say what I say, but, you know, in a parody way, and, like, try to act like, you know, how ridiculous I'm being, and they just make points that just don't work. Like, again, like them burning Ku or whatever. I'm like, I don't care. Right? Like, it's fine. If you don't like Ku, that's whatever, dude. Hell, I mean, there's some, you know, I like Ku a lot, but Jesus Christ, I don't like his fashion. Like, goddamn. But I think I'm safe by just leaving myself in, like, the graces of the audience, right? Because I think my actions in the past speak for themselves. You know, I always am saying, you know, I don't like the character's writing or the design or whatever, but I don't, you know, it's fine if someone else. I say that all the time, man. I think I'm so clear about attacking ideas, not people. And again, I'm sure at some point, and again, I don't think I've ever, like, directly just been, like, super, you know, attacking somebody. But I'm sure, like, at some point, just through, like, a slip of the words I chose over my years of streaming, right, like with Minturns, I'm sure I've made some, like, generalization statement that it's easy to skew as, see, he hates everyone that ever Minturns. But when you look at the context, there's no way that's what I'm saying, like, clearly. And yeah, again, I don't really need to defend myself anymore, because I think the way I've behaved over the years speaks for itself. So I'm good. Well, unfortunately, the whole thing of, like, feeling personally attacked when someone says they don't like the thing that you like, that's not rare. Fuck FGO, that's not rare at all. And by the way, console wars, you know, video games, fandoms, you know, anime and all this kind of stuff, where, politics, where these things happen, right? Because this happens everywhere, right? This is not a rare occurrence, right? Conflating, you know, opinion and ideas with, like, personal and stuff. It's unfortunately very, 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 very common. Now, in these areas that you see it, right? Which, again, fuck FGO, completely ignore FGO. I am not talking about the people we're dealing with right now, right? And I'm just talking the generality of, like, this, like, getting emotionally invested and taking things personally. It's one thing to, like, really be into something and care about and have a passion for, like, Warhammer models or whatever. It's totally fine to be passionate about something. But, you know, when you get, like, you take it as a personal attack and all that, that's when it's, like, being conflated and there's a problem. Where these things happen, everywhere, people that are doing it pretty much never can tell that they're doing it. You know, you'll see this everywhere, where, like, someone is just, like, taking something personal, right? Like, if someone attacks a political idea and then they take it personally, they don't ever see it that way, right? pretty much ever, in my experience. And there's exceptions. I've seen people grow up and change their mind. Like, oh yeah, I was being an idiot back then and stuff. I actually have a friend that happened to as they grew up. They were like, wow, yeah, well, I was really dumb about that. Like and Kath, right? Kath from our Discord and stuff. You know, he's not very active there anymore, but he's a friend of mine, known him for a long time. He was like that. He'll openly say this. When he was younger, he was really bad about conflating like someone insulting an idea or attacking an idea. He was very, very bad about taking that personally and translating that to them attacking him, right? He was horrible about it. But as he got older, he matured and he was like, yep, nope, I don't need to do that. That was dumb. So yeah, of course people grow out of it sometimes, but in the moment, you're never going to convince somebody. I've never seen it, not once. I don't think, because they might be convinced by it later, but you might like sow the seeds of doubt and, you know, years later they think about it and, you know, change their mind. But in an argument, in a debate, in the actual moment, if someone is in the mindset, because I see people change their minds in a debate, but like not the kinds of people that are overly, that are conflating the personal attack with the idea. What I see is what we see right now in this drama is they double down on it and they try to make it so no, you weren't attacking the idea, you were attacking me, and they get like they just jump through hoops to try to like tell you what you were trying to convey, right? That's always what I see. They always do that every time. Politics, you know, video games, fandoms, they will just double down on, no, you were insulting me, right? Even if you say, look, man, I'm not trying to insult you. You know, if I worded it, you know, in a way that made you feel that, here's what I actually think, you know, it doesn't matter. Nope. They're like, oh, you're lying. Nope. You really hate us all. You're a bastard. Fuck you. That's always what I see. Always what I see. Okay. Now, 8k health, not really a fan of this, but oh man, look at this damage we're gonna throw away. Shit, that sucks. I might want to redo this and fine-tune this a little bit. We got a little bit of missed value going on here. He does seem like a really bursty unit. He's actually a lot like Bedivere in my opinion though, because he's got the battery and then the starting passive and all that, but then he's got like some hard survivability with the evade and whatnot and crit stuff, so that's nice. It doesn't have the upgraded NP, yada yada yada, but you know, he's got a lot in common with Bedivere. Wow, this is not going well right now. Okay, I think we need to restart. I don't even think we played bad. I just think we got bad luck. Leonidas died so fast. I don't even, how the fuck did Leonidas die that fast? And you know, we're getting crit like crazy. The 8k there's so much going wrong there. But yeah, you know, I'm kind of done with the drama. It's fun to talk about and analyze, but at this point, it's like it's all been said. I got, you know, it's current, so it's like on, you know, the mind, but it's not. I don't think, unless they, you know, start with something new, I don't see any value at this point. I mean, do you think Gajun is better gameplay-wise or character-wise? I like Gajuna more character-wise, definitely. And then gameplay-wise, I think they're both good enough that it doesn't matter too much, just kind of splitting hairs. I think that happens a lot in the FGO community, and they get really, like, people get really, it's because they're bored. I swear that's where all of this shit comes from, is people are just bored. And they're too, like, invested in social media. Because, like, you'll have two units that are both outrageously good and can deal with any challenge quest that's ever been made, and it's not a problem. And then people are just so, like, getting so into it, and I don't mean, like, just, you know, interested in the conversation, but they'll be, like, really insulting each other. I've seen that, where you'll have people really insulting each other over, like, just splitting hairs over which unit's more meta than others. And some people are just talking about it, of course. You know, some people are like, well, why not talk about this? Why not split hairs, right? Of course that happens. But yeah, there are people that just get, like, way into it over, like, this really tiny, you know, difference. And it's kind of like, eh. Okay, so our NP has sure hit on it. So, oh my god, I have to CS again because we still lost. You got to work with me, buddy. Like, everyone has his coins. Just buy the thing. Thankfully, the CS, though, does make it exactly the same, right? It changes nothing. We're not even hitting the overcharge or anything, so we're not corrupting the run or anything. Okay, yet again, we will taunt. Holy hell, though. How did Leonidas die so fast? Because we got the defense up from Chen and all that. This turn's not going to be as good because the Buster Up's not hitting another card. So that's unfortunate. Well, I think we messed it up last time because we forgot about the sure hit. So this is probably going to be similar. I don't have the shot mats. Fair enough. You didn't cast his guts, I think. That would explain it. Although I'm still a little surprised because we had all the defense buffs and stuff. But that, yeah, that does make a lot more sense. I don't know if I actually want to taunt yet, just because he still has evade. So the sooner you taunt, the sooner you get the defense buff to mitigate the damage you could potentially be taking on Leonidas. I think I can wait one turn. I think that's fine. The Buster chaining is kind of tempting here. God, y'all remember the Baldy drama back in the day? Oh my god. That was a thing. Okay. Now. That happened twice. That happened twice. That was on JP and then an A. Damn it. It sucks. We don't have sure hits here, so this is gonna be kind of rough. And the JP, dude, that was so silly too, because like I've liked Baldy this entire time. Going kind of slow here now. It's so good at the beginning and then it really falls off. It's tough though. I mean, Lobo is pure class neutral. And with the evade, you lose a lot of value. I mean, it's a much tankier boss than it looks like if you play it in this way. Finally got my first 5-star archer after 2 years of playing FGO. Ishtar. I mean, Ishtar's good, so if you like her, that'll do you well. Very good general 5-star, I would say. Very applicable in a lot of situations. Because some people are like, oh, she's aged poorly, but I think they're fine. Like, there's not a lot of 5-stars that have aged poorly, in my opinion. There's a few. There is a few, but generally speaking, especially if they've been meta at some point, they're probably still useful now, even if they're not the meta anymore. Gil's pretty good now, though. That last buff, that is the unit that people would always say that about. But he got that last buff that, you know, he's doing quite well, I would say. And you, like Tesla, Ishtar, Gil, right? They're all doing good. All right. This is going so much better. Let's see. I guess I just do that one. Yeah, this is going so much better now. I've been able to protect so much longer. This turn specifically is not going very well, but I guess I quit quick. Yeah, that's fine. God, I dare say I'm having a bit of fun right now. Oh no. Is the Konosuba light novel series finished? I have absolutely no idea. I've only seen the first season of that. I need to watch the second season at some point. I am tired though. Oh man. I'm catching up. I'm finally catching up on sleep. I definitely feel better today than I did the last 2 days. Noticeably so for me, but I'm still not, you know, as chipper and whatnot as I could be. I'm definitely still catching up. Okay, I could remove the buffs, but I don't really have any damage here. I guess I'll go ahead and pop this though. Just get the battery on cooldown. Azer, 35 months, dude. I super appreciate that. Okay. So maybe if I crit here, I can NP next turn. So I'm actually gonna buff remove now, so he can't cast like defense up or anything while he's charmed. Yep. Do I want a first card art bonus? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not super familiar with his NP gain, but he's got the Merlin, so we got art up. I really want to make sure I get it here. Oh no! Fuck me, dude. Oh, it'd be so good. Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. And now he can defense up or, you know, whatever. So close. I took a swing and a miss there. I was almost right, though. Just the slightest amount of NP gain up would have done it. Oh, nice crit with the 90% when you got the crit buff and everything. So many turns here of lost value. Okay, he's got it either here or next turn, I think. I'm ready to cancel the app. I mean, he did fine. I mean, we you know, he has some RNG just because a lot of crit-based characters do have RNG. It's just, it is what it is. His NP is, you know, obviously not upgraded, so, you know, there is that. That's like the one thing. But I think he's pretty solid. I see people saying he's the best budget saber ever. I'm not sure that's going to be the case. Because, like, Bedivere's really good. Like, Bedivere's got an upgraded NP. He's got a bunch of damage up. And then he gives himself and his teammates damage up. And he gives them NP gain up. And I have found so many boss fights where Bedivere just, like, you're fighting maybe an AoE boss, right? And your enemies, because you're not, you know, going super meta, because you don't have, like, all the super OP stuff. You know, the boss is going to hit you a bit, right? And that NP gain buff from Bedivere is really nice. But I think he's comparable to Bedivere. They're, you know, they're similar. Yeah, I'm sure Fergus is still better at soloing. That's kind of hard to top right now for the Sabers. But I think he'll do fine at soloing. Decent, anyway. But yeah, him and Bedivere are similar in that they both can get their NP turn 1. They both have some damage up and that kind of thing. But Bedivere has got more team support, and I think his NP is going to hit harder. And Bedivere's NP is certainly going to hit harder on repeat because Bedivere gives himself the Buster up every single time that he NPs. Right? And the NP is upgraded. So it's just the base numbers are higher, right? So yeah, if you're NPing like over and over and over again, and you're not always having buffs from other units, Bedivere's is definitely going to be higher. And I haven't really paid attention to which one of them hits harder with their typical buffs. It might still be Bedivere, though, because Bedivere's got the NP up and the Buster up and the upgraded NP. Where he's got the attack up and the Buster up. So it's going to be comparable-ish, I would think. Oh, yeah, and Bedivere's got the nice overcharge, too. That is quite nice. Damn it, I got, like, no cards here. So I still can't win yet. Well, I don't know, we'll see. This was a little slow, but some of that's because we are level 80. And the RNG was a little shaky. Definitely not the fastest we've seen a single target unit go, though, but not the slowest. But it may be a little slow. But that may just be down to RNG. I mean, you got to use units a lot to really get a feel for some of this stuff. Funnily enough, we might not actually kill here, but we're fine. He's got taunt, can't die yet. Then I could guts next turn. We definitely win within the next 2 or so turns. I'll just close it there. I mean, that was fine, though. I mean, he has kind of like the classic, DPS kind of kit that you're looking for typical budget stuff, right? He's got some damage stuff. He's got a single target NP. He's got a survival skill to not, die to an AoE NP from the enemy. So, if you like him, I think he can serve you well, no problem. Yeah, actually, we did enough extra attacks that we probably would have won by that turn if we had it. Not even a joke. Let's see. We could use him in a solo. I would really hope we have a level 91 to use, at least, if we do that, but we may not. He's better to test on the dragon just because he doesn't have healing, so he doesn't, like, make the whole thing super silly. All right. Yeah, he does have some stuff in common with Roland. Roland's got the really nice utility with buff removal, though. I think Roland is actually kind of slept on because of that. Roland could certainly use an upgraded NP, though. Now, not having the passive here won't matter very much. I mean, the extra attack one would add up. All right, so I just gotta put a disclaimer here. He is lacking his extra attack up. He is just level 80. Right. This is not necessarily going to be the best showing, but we can get kind of an idea of, you know, how much survivability he's got. I do think he is lacking a bit on the survivability front, but so is Bedivere, so. I guess for soloing, though, the saber to beat is Fergus, and I would doubt he is going to be able to beat Fergus in really any objective test for soloing, unless it's a stage that, like, Sure Hit is just massively favored in, which, you know, there's been a few fights like that, but I would say most 90% of the time or something, if you're solo and they're both equal and they upgraded, like Grey Old and all that, I think Fergus is gonna come out on top. But I haven't actually tested that theory, but that's my off the, you know, cuff just assumption. Got an anti-saber one. Okay, now that would really help here, right? That would be really nice. They probably did that because of Kojiro, right? Because Kojiro is like that. I hope FGO's 9th year anniversary is good. I don't expect it to be. I mean, I haven't streamed FGO a lot, you know, lately. And I've been streaming it a bit now because I want to talk about the units and we're playing the event and we have the drama to laugh at and all this. And I try to resolve to an extent, but at this point, it's not getting resolved, so it's like, whatever. But yeah, I mean, throughout the year, you know, we really haven't been streaming it much. This is what it is, man. But yeah, after today's stream, I don't expect to stream FGO for a while until they put out, you know, like OC2 or a good event or something. You know, like this was a collab, right? So I wanted to cover it. Now, unfortunately, although it was a collab, it felt like just generic event for the most part. Maybe a little bit better than what's recent, but not better than the events from the past. But anyway, but yeah, if they just do some filler ass event, I'm not covering that. I don't need to. I'll make a challenge quest video or something if they do that. But as for like videos, I'll probably try to work on the Karna experience video here and there. But yeah. Yeah, I guess Valentine's White Day. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes those are worth like one stream, right? I might stream them one time. But yeah, I'm not planning on streaming them as much as I've streamed here. It's funny though, I've started to build up an audience of like, you know, Elden Ring viewers and stuff, and they get kind of annoyed when I stream FGO this much. I'm kind of like, you know, not doing them justice. It's kind of a hard balance, and same for Arknights and whatnot. So it just is what it is. But, you know, I like to keep up with FGO, at least somewhat, and cover it when they do major stuff. Yeah, this event is boring and disappointing. Yeah, no, I agree. I did enjoy the challenge quest. Not their best, by any means. But it was alright. Really can't make any stars here, unfortunately. Yeah, we are kind of starting to become an Arknights channel. It's kind of just naturally happening. Yeah, we'll try more of the night soon. We tried that the other day, and I'll do it again soon. It's so fucking hard, dude. Like, what the hell? Like, you need such busted stuff. Like, a lot of the, like, medium difficulty stuff on the roguelikes can be beat, you know, without good RNG. But oh my god, some of the high difficulty, like high surge stuff, especially the other endings, you need some RNG and skill. You still need skill, but You need some serious RNG. I think IS2 is a lot better about that. With, yeah, there's some exceptions, like the bear, but... Arknights just gives you so much more to do. You can go fight the bosses whenever you want. You can go play old events. You can play EX stages from the past. You can do challenge modes from the past whenever you want. You got the roguelike. You know, they do an infinitely better job of giving you fun things to do. I'm very jealous, right? Because I love FGO's cast and universe, right? I've grown to really like the Arknights universe. I just don't like the how narrow the playable character designs are. Like, I really have grown to like the Arknights universe, but I don't know if I like it as much as Fate, but I do like it. But, like, how narrow the character designs are is not my cup of tea. Buster Chain or Rainbow? I'm gonna say Rainbow because of Merlin here. The space event lore was pretty damn cool. I was annoyed though, like how insanely waifu heavy that one was, but what are you gonna do? Oh my god, chat, I'm trying to censor Arknights because I wish it had more guys in it. How dare I have an opinion? Imagine playing a game that has waifus in it and then preferring it had, you know, more variety. Like, I shouldn't play it in the first place, clearly. How dare I enjoy this game, even though there's like some aspects of it I don't like. I wouldn't say I don't like it. You know, some of the waifus are cool. It's just, you know, if we had like Big Bob be playable, you know, I would, that'd be swell. Like, you don't have to like 100% of a game to play it. And holy hell, who likes 100% of a game? It does have a lot of potential, and so little effort. I completely agree. And it's not just FGO, man. They don't put a lot of effort into any of their stuff. Like with games. The most effort is probably like Melty Blood. That's pretty much it. And funnily enough, the original Melty Blood, like, you gotta understand, French Bread was a lot like DW. They were a nobody company, right? And they kind of just happened to be a bit better. And also they got really tight with Arc System Works, and like Arc System Works kind of like mentored them and helped them and published them and all kinds of stuff, so they became really good. But that had nothing to do with Type Moon. Right? Type Moon had nothing to do with French Bread's ability to like grow and gain experience and do better and that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure the reason they hired them was because they were this tiny nobody dev that no one had heard of, and AKA they were cheap, right? Because they hired Delightworks to make FGO. Like, go back in time and look at what Delightworks was known for at the time. Are you kidding me? Like they have never wanted to spend money on their own franchise to make good games for it and stuff. They're always, you know, doing shovelware. It sucks. I wish they didn't do that. I wish they were trying harder to use their brand to make really quality stuff, and you'd grow their brand better that way. But yeah, they have a track record of hiring developers that are cheap. And yeah, not about it. We'll see, you know, as the brand has grown more, you know, maybe they will decide to, you know, put a little more effort into who they hire and the development cycle and all that. Okay, what can I do here? So 2 turns on that, 2 turns for the NP. We certainly do we crit a lot. That's nice. I don't think I Rainbow Chain here though, just because of the way the crits are. And I still have a crit buff, so I'm going to do that. Oh boy, though, things did not work out well for Type Moon. Oh, not Type Moon, DW, because now they're like trying to get into sports or something. So I don't see. I mean, maybe that'll go better for them, but yeah, I don't think that company's in a good spot. Ooh, speaking of not being in a good spot, I really wish we didn't take so much damage there. Okay, I'm gonna be on some Hopium here. I might as well invulnerability now and then cast this behind it. And then hope on the next turn he only attacks twice. I'm picking literally the worst turn to do that on though, because he must attack once because of his NP next turn. Yeah, I am statistically kind of screwing myself here. Because, yeah, it's way more likely he'll attack 3 times next turn, because next turn he only has 2 actions that could potentially not be an attack. Where, like, I should have invulnerability next turn then, I guess. Because if I did the evade now, he has 3 actions that could potentially be 1 skill, and that's all I need to survive. But, whoops. See you, Red. But I tell you what I'm not down about is, you know, some of the writers out there make some pretty cool stuff for Fate. You know, I haven't read much of it yet because I'm waiting for more of it to be out and stuff. But what little I've seen of Fate Lost, that seems pretty promising, right? That writer is so hit and miss in my experience. They've written some stuff that, wow, I don't like it, and I legit think sucks. But then they've written some stuff like, hey, this isn't so bad. So yeah, they're really hit and miss for me. But they do seem to, you know, be putting in some effort with like the Nordic stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it's a lady, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, I think that writer's a lady. But let's see, if I'm not getting mixed up, they've done obviously Fate Lost here. They did Prototype Blue Fragment. Not regular Prototype, but Prototype Blue Fragment, you know, the book, which is, you know, a complete finished like prequel to Prototype, which doesn't entirely exist, so that's interesting. They did London and FGO. They did Septum and FGO. They did a good chunk of 5.2. There's certain parts of it they didn't do, but they did a good chunk of 5.2, I'm pretty sure. And I'm sure something I just said is wrong. There's so much data and so many stories and writers. I'm sure something in there I got wrong. But if it's the writer I think it is, that is like most of their track record there. So yeah, there's some good shit and there's some not good shit. So yeah. But like Blue Fragments is pretty solid, and Fate Lost so far seems pretty solid. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I definitely like the character designs. I will say that. I like the character designs. And how do you all feel? Those I'm curious what the opinion is here for Fate, the servant designs in Fate Lost. I really like them because I think for the most of them, they're very like, they're anime, but they're pretty grounded, and like you can really say, like, yeah, that's definitely, you know, based on this story or that character, right? It's like, you know, Ragnar, it's like, yeah, that's an anime Ragnar, right? I like that. I have always liked the Fate designs that are like that, and pretty much all the designs are like that, like Baba Yaga and all that. I think it all works pretty well. Yeah, they feel like kind of like that old school Fate. They really do remind me of like what you saw in Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, and stuff like that. So I like it. I like it. I mean, there's a few, you know, strong ladies. There's Lagartha, right? With the axes. Obviously, I'm a fan of the axes. She's not a servant yet. I wouldn't shock me, though, if they confirm that she is a servant later. She's in, like, the flashback stuff, from what I understand, like when Ragnar was alive. There's no reason, no way she's not a servant, though. Even if she doesn't show up as a servant in that story, there's just no world she's not a servant. I mean, she meets, like, every criteria ever. So, hopefully we'll see her get used in FGO or something at some point. And same for some of the other flashback characters. She's kind of the one that seems to be getting a lot of the attention. So, like I don't know if like Zigguard's dad and stuff will get as much attention. We'll see. All right. Well, I might as well heal and heal boost. And please only attack twice. Although if I die here, it's my fault because I really did stack the RNG against myself. So. At 3 actions, it's just more likely one of them is going to be a skill, or this NP must ping off one of my evade. Oh! Lucky, lucky. Oh my god, really lucky. I don't know if I deserve that, but I'll take it. Pretty solid performance, though, for being a level 80. And not having his extra attack up, and not having his anti-saber damage. Actually, I mean, yeah, we got really good luck there, so we're living, you know, about as long as we could possibly live, really. But, yeah, that's not bad. Okay, well, it had to catch up with us eventually. We kind of deserve getting triple attack there and crit because we had those good turns, right? We kind of deserve that. Well, pretty damn good. That was actually better than I thought. With him not having the saber up and all that, that's legit. Yeah, I think he's good. I do think he's a good saber. I'll be interested in try him out and more content here and there. just see how he does. And then like once he's a permanent welfare, you know, I might sneak him into some you know, budgety setups and stuff like that. And he's certainly good if you need sure hit, right? Because Bedivere doesn't have sure hit, right? And stuff like that. So regardless about the other stuff, yeah, if you need sure hit, he's absolutely going to be awesome. And you get that star bomb and stuff. So yeah, I think he's really good. I think he's very solid. And I'm glad they put a bit more effort into his animations than they normally do. Okay, chat, I am going to take a pretty short break. I want to eat, blah, blah, blah. I know the stream's shorter, but there's not a lot to do right now, right? The event's over. We did the challenge quest on the ult, and we talked about the units. You know, what else am I going to do, right? So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go eat me some dinner, yada, yada. And then I'll probably come back with some Eolden Ring. And then tomorrow, Arc Nights. Tomorrow is going to be, like, a lot of Arc Nights, unless I want to work on a video or whatever. Dude, it kind of... I wish I could clone myself. Because between doing real-life stuff and just, you know, normal things you have to do, like as an adult, you know, like showering and eating and, you know, laundry and all these things. But between, like, real-life stuff and streaming and that, I don't have the time to, like, make videos and stuff. So it's tough. I really want to make that Karna experience video. So if I could, like, clone myself and have one green just sit down and work on the Karna video and the other one stream, you know, whatever game, you know, that would be great. Unfortunately, I can't do that, so. Max does seem to share a lot of taste with me, though, when it comes to units. But, I'll take that. Max also has the best base in Arc Knights. I'm just saying, best one. Anyways, chat, I'm out of here. I'll be back in a little bit if you want to watch some Elden Ring PvP stuff. But I'm gonna go eat. Thank you guys for hanging out. And I just hope for the best for FGO, man. I hope it gets better, not worse, but they have not done a lot to convince me, but we'll see. Anyways, take care, everybody.